Welcome everyone, just another Kiss classic. This is off of Rock and Roll Over, and I'm going to try and get Live 2 done. Live 1 is finished as far as guitar lessons for you up there, so I'm going to start working on Live 2, and Ladies Room is just a classic song. Everyone looks to it as, oh, it's a simple song. Well, you know, sometimes simple songs have certain things that make them interesting, and that's what's going on here. Ace really makes the song interesting. We're going to talk about what both guitars do, how they change it up. We're going to go over both the studio and the live version, which I have tabbed out both. The only slight difference is the lead, and in the live version they actually do a partial solo lead towards that ends the song during the outro. So again, I've tabbed it out. My notes are linked right below so you can follow along with the lesson. We are in E flat tuning, so tune your guitar down a half step. So we start the song out, again, both versions start out, and really I'll just talk to both versions until they're different. Alright, so we start out with an E power chord. These are all power chords, and we're going to hit it twice before we add the pinky on. Because we're at E with the 9th fret on the 4th string, we'll be adding 11. So 2 down, or I'm sorry, 2 E's, and then the pinky down, off, down, off. Then move that exact pattern to an A power chord. Repeat it at the E. Back to the A again. We'll repeat it with a C, so we'll be at the 3rd fret on the 5th string. Then 2 hits on G and 2 hits on D. Now, the E that they finish up with is more of a, I'll call it a rock and roll E. We're going to hit twice with the E, then we'll add our pinky down, and then we hit it again. That's kind of 1. And then again, and again, and then we end on 11. And then they're into the verse, okay? The verse is, again, simple in its structure, but it's what he does. So the chords, let's just go to the chords real quick. We're just going to move from that E where we finished off the intro to a D, then an A, then we're going to move back to an E, and then go right above it to a B. Okay, these are all power chords. So the power chords are 2 hits, then we add our pinky off and pinky on before we move to the next chord. Okay, that's again exaggerated there, but you understand once they come out of that rock and roll E that ends the intro. Back to the D and A, and then to our rock and roll E. Alright, then we continue with the verse. D to A, and then E to B, back to D, and then E, or I'm sorry, A, and then our E rock and roll. So that is verse 1. Then we're into the pre-chorus. All right. Let me talk about how he ends this verse, because it's just slightly shortened. We're going to do one of the rock and roll E's. Again. One more. And then we go into, there's no more after that 3rd time adding the 11 back to the regular E. Then we go into the pre-chorus, which is B to C. Hold that for a 4 count, and then we go C to D. And then you'll hear one guitar go back in with the A, just like we've done before. To D, I'm sorry, C. Then we move up to D. And then an A chord takes you out of this. So, let's go through the pre-chorus slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're into the chorus. Now, one thing I want to talk about, and this is what one of the guitars is doing, and it's very recognizable. I mean, there's just one note that sticks in your head, all right? So when he comes from the B to C and then C to D, you'll hear on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, that little A note. Again, I've referenced it in my notes, but it's during the pre-chorus, and it's such a part of the song. And then you come in, so you do that while the A is playing, then you come in with the C to D, and then end with A. But again, I think it's such an integral part of the song, it really helps. All right, then we're into chorus 1. Chorus 1, or all the choruses really, are the intro. So we start our E to A, E to A, all right? We do move to our C, then G twice and D twice. Now we end on our E with the 11 after the 4th time. Then we're back into verse 2. Now verse 2 is much shorter. It's only 2 measures long, so we're going to go through the D to the A, and then the E to the B. Then we move back to the D to A, and then we come back to the rock and roll E, but again, we stop it short. We're going to only do it 3 times. And then we're into the pre-chorus, which is the same we've learned. To chorus 2. Chorus 2 is just like chorus 1 we learned. Only difference, it's shorter. Alright, after we do the C, G, A, we go into the solo rhythm. Alright, so chorus 2, this is kind of integral because they do shorten this chorus in the rest of the song. So the chorus shortened will sound like this. Now we go or start the solo rhythm. Alright, the solo rhythm is like starting the chorus over, but extended with, after the D, we go back to E for the extended rock and roll part. Alright? So, solo rhythm 1. Let's just go through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. actually go to pre-chorus 3. And then we're into chorus 3. Now we're on to chorus 3. Chorus 3 in the original recording are where things fade out. We're going to do the shortened chorus. So it just goes back for the E, A, and then our C to G, D, and then start over again. So I'll do one time through. And then they repeat that. So they'll do that 4 times and start fading out. Now for a live 2, it's a bit different because you'll hear a second solo, which we'll go after. We'll go over those after all the rhythm. So live 2, the chorus 3 will happen with the shortened chorus, like I just showed you, twice. Then they go into what I tabbed as the outro rhythm. It's basically the E to A, the E to A, and then a pre-chorus. Alright, so I'll show you the outro rhythm because that's what's different. So we've done the chorus shortened twice, and now we're into this. B to C, just like we do in the pre-chorus, C to D, and then a G, or referencing a G. You can just hit the 4th and 3rd string together, as I've noted, but you can hit the 5th, it doesn't matter, and then into an A power chord. So the studio recording solo, we're really outlining the chords that play underneath in the rhythm. So we're going to be at the 9th fret and move up to 14. Alright, we're going to slide in the 4th string at 9, and then that'll be on the 4th string, and then we hit the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, back to 2nd and 3rd. Then we do that same thing, slide into 14, same strings. Alright, repeat that whole thing again. Then we move to the 5th fret, same picking. Now he moves up to 12 and the picking is shortened. So we're going to slide on the 4th string to 12. We'll catch the 2nd and then the 3rd string, and that's all. Back to 7, and then to the 9th. It's shortened there, although you'll hear it overdubbed and played a full time, but it's shortened in the fact that the actual next lick comes in. So you'll just shorten it at the 9th to play the next lick. And then the lick that ends the song. So what we're doing a little Chuck Berry move, 14 on the 3rd string, bent up, catching 12 on the 2nd to 12 on the 1st, back to the 2nd string at 15, pulled off to 12. Then we come to the 3rd string, 14 pulled off to 12, and then hit 14 again. And then 15 on the 2nd, bent, and then 15 bent again. So slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that is a studio recording solo. Again, it's so fitting for the song. Ace really knocks it out of the park here. The live solo, very similar, but he doesn't go into a lick. I'll show you what he does at quote the end, and then we'll go over the second time he goes through. The first solo in the Alive version, it follows the studio part up to the lick. It doesn't do the same lick. So let's just play through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point where you would have normally gone into the lick, the studio version, all he does is bend up 14 on the 3rd string and hit 12 on the 1st and 2nd 4 times. And he ends with 14 bent. Alright, the second solo, we will end at 14 the second time shorter. So the second solo, which happens in the outro, you got the whole song. So my notes are below. If you enjoyed the lesson, I'm doing Buy Me a Coffee, or I have it Buy Me a Beer. You can go to the link I'll have below the video with my notes and do that. I'll be uploading content to that, and I will let you know when I do that. So I really hope you guys enjoy.